Ciao, homie!
Britain's Strongest Man comes to us on October 23rd at Sheffield Arena in England. So, what is Britain's Strongest Man? Well, if you've been following the Giants Live World Tour this year in 2021, the strongman legends of today will be competing once again for the title of Britain's Strongest Man, currently held by Adam Bishop, the longest reigning since Jimmy Marcoux in 2008. So, if we go down here, let's have a look at a little bit of the history of Britain's Strongest Man before we get into predictions. So, Sheffield Arena was the last one, Britain's Strongest Man, the last open show in the UK to happen before the world shut down. So, it's infamous in that respect, and we're all very excited to see it coming back once again. So Adam Bishop will have reigned for, it says 18 months by September. We are now in October, so I guess that's 19 months now. And again, the longest uncontested Britain's Strongest Man's title since Jimmy Marcoux in 2008. We are going to see both Stoltman brothers, and as I mentioned in my Rogue Invitational videos, they're competing both there and here. Britain's happens 1 week earlier, and I know they've both made sort of a big deal about saying how important the Britain's Strongest Man title is to them. So we'll see what they have left for the Rogue, but I expect their best here at Britain's. So you're going to have World's Strongest Man Tom Stoltman, Europe's Strongest Man Luke Stoltman, and current reigning Britain's Strongest Man Adam Bishop all on the same show. So it's going to be pretty awesome to watch, in addition to some of the newcomers in the sport. We go here and click on Britain's Strongest Man Athlete Lineup Reveal on the Giants Live website. Interestingly enough, the thumbnail says Britain's Strongest Man, the caption says Europe's Strongest Man, but if you scroll below, you see that they are talking, in fact, about Britain's Strongest Man on October 23rd, 2021 at Sheffield Arena. So they talk about world records, thrilling finishes. They even talk about 7 of the 11 athletes, it's actually 10 now, having competed at World's Strongest Man before. So there's going to be an incredibly strong lineup here, which we'll go into in a moment. We're kind of transitioning from this idea of World's Strongest Brothers to one of them being World's Strongest Man and one of them being Europe's Strongest Man now. So they are, in their own right, incredibly accomplished, each of them. And they talk about here somewhere where if Tom Stoltman were to hold the World's Strongest Man title and Britain's Strongest Man title at the same time, that hasn't been done since Eddie Hall did it in 2017. So that'll be really interesting to see. We'll go through my predictions in a moment and we'll see what kind of chances we think Tom Stoltman has here. So that being said, let's look at what the events are for 2021 Giants Live Britain's Strongest Man. So they're going to start off the Giants Live Britain's Strongest Man 2021 with a giant dumbbell medley. And if you listen to Big Law's official, Big Law's and Medium Liz talked about these dumbbells being really large in size and kind of unwieldy, so they're difficult to prepare for, even for the competitors who have giant dumbbells in their gyms. They're going to be 5 dumbbells, starting off at 80 kilograms and working their way up to 120 kilograms. So that would be 200 and, let's see, 120 would be 264 pounds. That's a big dumbbell. So going to be interesting to see there. I think there are going to be guys that don't finish the series, so we'll see how that all pans out. There are overhead pressers like Graham Hicks, for example, who does incredibly on log, but not well on dumbbell press in his career. And, that could have been caused by a variety of parameters, injuries, and whatnot, but we have to predict based on what we've seen in the past. Then the next event will be the Super Yoke, and as Laz and Liz, I have to give them full credit and thanks for what type of event this is, or else I would have not known otherwise, but they've said it's the 2 motorcycle one, so a motorcycle on each side, as opposed to what we saw in 2020 World's Strongest Man, where it was 3 of them, and you heard me complain a bit about it being unbalanced and whatnot. So motorcycle on each side. Laz talked about this being on the light side, so it'd be a speed event. He said it's something Graham Hicks, when fully healthy, has done in under 9 seconds before, so that'll be incredible to watch. I'm assuming that Giants Live will be putting Britain's Strongest Man on their Facebook page for a $4.99 pay-per-view buy like they have with every other show this year, so looking forward to purchasing that, and I encourage you to do the same. Their shows are amazing. We then move on to a giant axle deadlift. So that's going to be an axle deadlift for reps, 350 kilograms 4 reps, same as what we saw in Europe's Strongest Man. So for anybody who competed there, we can maybe draw a parallel, kind of determine who's at peak performance right now, who may not be at peak performance right now, and determine who can handle this unwieldy implement the best. So, of course, the axle, a thicker bar than a traditional bar. I'm assuming they're going to be allowed straps, potentially figure 8 straps as well, and we'll see how that all pans out with the axle bar deadlift. If I remember correctly, one of the Giants live shows this year saw Rano Hainla beat that record with 9 reps. So it'll be interesting to see how close everybody can get during Britain's Strongest Man. Moving on over to the next event, we have a loading medley. And when you hear a loading medley and you know Tom Stoltman's in the competition, he almost has that locked up. Tom Stoltman, incredible with those types of events. If you're loading up onto a higher platform, his height helps. He's very fast for his size. So we'll see how that all pans out. Laz was thinking it might be a duck walk into a barrel carry, into a tire carry. I think Liz kind of held him back and said duck walk. I don't know about that. So we'll see. I think that we're not sure confirmation of what those particular implements will be on the loading, but we'll see what happens. If you remember in 2020 World's Strongest Man, they had the monster truck part. So, Giants Live always being inventive and creative with these types of loading races. So we'll see what they put together this time. But, barrel, sack, those are kind of common things. Tire, a little less common. We'll see what they come up with. And then, of course, they're going to finish off with the Castle Stones, the set of Atlas stones that they've used throughout the Giants Live World Tour this year in 2021. They are quote-unquote known as the lighter set of stones. So for the competitors that do better with the lighter set of stones, I've seen Adam Bishop do fairly well a couple of times this year with those. That may favor them. So those are your events for Britain's Strongest Man 2021. They are, again, the Giant Dumbbell Medley, the Super Yoke with the motorcycles, the Giant Axle Deadlift for reps, loading medley of some sort, and ending up with the Castle Stones. Let's have a look at our competitor lineup by clicking here.